you're a longtime listener of the podcast, you know that we define wisdom as knowing the right questions to ask, and being able to tap into the timeless questions that have helped people throughout the generations. Rather than looking for the right answers, if you know the right questions, the answers can change over time as circumstances change, as the economy changes, as your life changes, and as you grow. But you can come back to some core questions over and over again, and that can absolutely change your life. Now, we've had questions, wise questions, sprinkled throughout all of our episodes. But today we wanted to bring you some of our top 10 for a very specific reason. We'll tell that story. And we wanted to kind of put them in one episode so that you can have them.
Awesome. And use these to catalyze your year. We are in the early part of January, so use these questions to make 2024 an amazing year for you.
Yeah.
So welcome to the Wealth Wisdom Financial Podcast. We believe when conventional financial thinking doesn't get you where you need to go, you need wealth wisdom. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, like, share, comment. We love comments. Let us know what you think of these episodes. And
which is your favorite question we shared today?
Put them in there because we might even use it for content, right? So we want this to be an interactive thing. So comments.
And if you have a wise question that has helped you find unique answers for yourself, please share it with us. We are always collecting questions. We'd love to know some of your favorites.
Awesome.
Okay, so got to tell the backstory of where this list comes from and why we decided to do this episode. So in 2023, I was speaking at an event and I was talking about financial freedom. And I talked specifically about what we love to talk about, the bank on yourself concept can help people with their financial freedom. And at the end of the talk, I opened it up for Q&A. We had a nice long time to do Q&A. And people kept asking me questions about life insurance and about bank on yourself, which was fun. I love questions like that. But I kept challenging them. Can anybody ask me a question that isn't related to life insurance? You have this opportunity to ask a CFP, a certified financial planner, any question in a public forum, hear how they would answer or point you in the right direction, to find your answer. Nobody could come up with any questions other than questions about life insurance. So I was like, I got to make a list of questions that people should be thinking about on their own, with their partners, with their families, but also with a certified financial planner, should they get the chance to talk to one like me.
And you asked that multiple times, and this is not a small room. It wasn't like 5 people. We're not saying
no, there were like 40, 60 people.
It was about, I know it was 60 to 70.
Yeah.
Standing room only.
Yeah. Okay, so here's our list. Ready for this? We're not going to answer the questions. We're going to give you the questions, talk about why they're important a little bit. Okay, here we go. Number 1, what would be a realistic goal for someone in my financial situation? We all have these goals, these ideas, things we want to go after, but getting some outside perspective. If you were me, how would you set a goal? What would your goal be? What goals am I not considering? All those kind of things. Okay?
Yep, that's a good one.
Okay, number 2. How often should I assess and determine my financial goals and strategy to achieve them? How often is too often to check in on my goals and strategies? How often is the right amount, or how often is too long in between? Getting an idea of what's a good rhythm to check in on how are things going? Are my goals working? Do I need to make adjustments to my goals or my strategies?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Number 3, what are some educational resources or tools you recommend helping better understand my finances? What kinds of things should I be learning more about, and where can I learn more about them? This is also a great question to ask anybody you look up to financially. You see them having the financial success you want to have. Yep. Ask them, what tools and resources have helped you in your journey, and can you refer me to them? A book you've read, a podcast you've listened to, those kind of things. I love this question because then you're going to get lots of resources if you ask this question all over the place.
Yeah, I think there's so many tools. And a lot of times we pull them from different areas, but finding that person who is doing it, who is where you want to be, what have they used? That is really important.
Yeah.
And copy it.
Yeah. Or at least take the same information and let it propel you forward, even if you do it a little differently than them. Okay. Number 4. How can I find a balance between my lifestyle, necessary expenses, and setting aside funds for the future? This is one of my favorites. Everybody's going to have their unique way of taking the money that comes in, deciding how much they're going to spend on the necessities, how much they're going to add to their lifestyle, and how much they're going to save to their future. How do you find that balance? What are some things you could try? That's a great thing to explore and come back to.
And go back to number one question at the same time.
Yeah, the goals. Yep. Okay, yeah, because that question, your answer to that question might change depending on your goals. Yep. Number 5, how much should I save and invest for my future from my regular income? How about when I receive a windfall? And again, we make a very clear distinction between saving and investing, 2 different things. From your regular income, or if you receive a windfall, how much should you save? How much should you invest? How much can you spend? Those are great questions to come back to.
And giving. We don't want to forget about that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Number 6, how can I determine an appropriate retirement savings or income target? Now, this is a big goal that a lot of people put on their goals list. And then, but also like knowing what is the target? What is the number that should be in that target? And also, what does retirement mean for you? Like, what's your definition of retirement? Is financial freedom a better word to put in there? All those kind of things can really go a long way with that question.
And I don't even like that word retirement in general, but it's the only word I feel like that is saying future us or something like that. So
yeah. Well, and remembering that half of people who are retired were forced into retirement earlier than they expected because of a health issue themselves or for their loved one or because of a change in the economy.
Yep.
So you might not want to retire, but you might be forced to.
Yep.
Okay. Number 7, what's a safe withdrawal rate in retirement? This is so much fun to explore and hear various opinions on, including a personality who shall not be named, who recently sparked a whole debate on this. And it's a lot of fun to think about that, especially depending on the mix of how you're saving and investing and your goals and such. There might be a different answer for you than conventional.
Yeah. And what we don't want to have happen is you're now at that retirement age. You've done all the stuff. And here's the thing. You realize, it didn't work, or other things happen, outside of your control.
Yeah.
So
what you thought was a safe withdrawal rate isn't safe anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. All those things.
Okay. Number 8, what strategies are recommended to have a positive impact on the next generation? Now, for you, this could be like helping pay for college or getting your kids involved in your business or your grandkids, right? Could also be nonprofits, mentees that you have, things like that. So we worded it in a way that it can be applicable to lots of different situations. But how can you have that positive impact? What is positive impact you want to see, and how do you make it happen?
That's a good one.
Okay. Number 9, what strategies do you recommend for protection against financial setbacks? This is really important. If what I'm doing doesn't work, how can I protect myself? That's a super important question to ask that a lot of people don't think about asking.
Yeah, I was literally having that conversation today about somebody, do I overfund my 401k? And I asked, well, how much emergency funds? Do you have a credit card that's 22%? A lot of things, variables. That's why you would ask somebody of authority there of what is the goals and what are the certain things, like matching your 401k may be a smart move. Or if your credit cards are 22% interest and you're barely making it, like we might have to make some changes. I don't know. Right.
And some setbacks are going to be more important to you or less important to you. Yep. So you want to prioritize those, and which ones do you want to protect yourself from first? Yeah. Okay. Number 10, final one for today. When should I approach details on my estate planning? How do I maximize the inheritance being passed on? This is really important as you're building financial freedom. There's going to be layers to that financial freedom. You build ability to cover the bills. You build some ability to enjoy your life. You build some ability to protect yourself in case things go wrong. And often then people start turning to estate planning. Is that the right time? Should you actually start estate planning before you even know how you're going to cover basics in retirement? I don't know. This is a question for you to ask. When is a good time to start thinking about that and to implement a full-fledged estate plan? Okay. And then maximizing the inheritance without destroying your life in the meantime, right?
Or giving it all
if that's important to you.
Giving it all to Uncle Sam or somebody else.
Right. An inheritance could also be for a nonprofit that you care about. Okay. So an important reminder, These questions are great ones to return to on a regular basis. You don't answer them once and pretend like your answer never changes. Remember, the questions stay the same, but the answers should change. As you grow personally, as you grow financially, keep this list, refer back to it often, hold your, like maybe write your answers in pencil, or remember that you can delete and rewrite them as you need.
Or recopy them and so you can go back and say, hey, that was that then. This is
my new answer. Yeah. Look at how much I've grown and celebrate that for sure. Also, don't let anyone else answer these questions for you. These questions are meant to open up a collaborative process where you explore options and what the answers could be, and you whittle them down to find your unique answer. You wouldn't want, if you ask this question to someone and they immediately have an answer that's cut and dry for everybody, clearly black and white, that might not be applicable to you, especially if they don't know your financial future. So what I love is when people ask me questions like this, I get to say, well, here's how some people think about it. Here's how other people think about it. What else would you add, or do you agree with one of those? And start then getting into exploration phase from there.
Yeah. Again, talking this morning with a friend, I was saying, here's the way some people do it. Here's the way some other people do it. The answer is it depends. And again, you could watch this YouTube video and say, oh, well, that's the way it's supposed to be. Well, the reality is it depends. It is really important to have those deeper financial analysis questions regularly and go back to it. And it's up to you to do that, right? So how we do that is really, really important for you, not just for us, but you should not be in a place where you're just going to take whatever you heard on TikTok and say, that's the answer.
Yeah. Now, here's what I do not want you to do. I don't want you to call me up on the phone or schedule an appointment with me or with Brandon and just start asking these questions. Don't go through the list. Actually, a mentor of ours has this email on his desk that he's taught all of his staff that when they have a problem, when they have a question, they need to first come up with a solution or an answer to that question and 3 supporting reasons why, and then come to him and say, here's the question I'm asking. Here's what I think could be the answer and why. What do you think? If you're going to bring these questions to us, we want you to bring them in that kind of way, where you've taken this list of questions, you've written down, here's what I think is some good answers, some things that I want to explore, and here's why that I think that's the right answer for me in this time. And then that'll be a super big jump start. And of course, if you're going to bring these questions to a business partner, a life partner, someone else in your family, another financial professional, we recommend bringing it that way, where you're not just asking the question and going along with whatever they provide as the answers or just the dialogue, but you've actually spent some time reflecting on them in advance. That's a great way to know which questions you want to press into, right? You might not have, each question you could probably spend an hour on. I don't think anybody's going to spend 10 hours with you, except for maybe a partner, to talk through all of these. That's a great way to focus. Which ones do I want to address in this next season of life, or those kind of things? And
that's a big reason why we do a full financial analysis, not just saying, oh yeah, here's what you need to do. I heard a 5-minute conversation and this is the product that you need to buy or need to do, or blah, 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 buy this stock or that. It's looking comprehensively and going in a deep dive. That's why it's so important, and why we ask a lot people that are going through our process. We are asking a lot, and it's for you, not for us. It's for you. And for your benefit. I love when I ask people questions like, nobody's ever asked me these questions before, or that's such a great question. I need a minute to think about it because I've never thought about this before. That's when I know we're getting into some really good stuff that's going to benefit them long term. Yep. And speaking of lovely questions, amazing things, we've got an amazing opportunity for you to learn some even more wise questions for your financial future. It's called Wealth Wisdom Week, and it's going to be starting here in a couple of weeks here in January 2024. If you're catching this episode, sign up. Spots are limited. We want to see you there. It's 5 days. We're going to be live each day, but then we're also going to send out the recording. So if you're not able to join us live, you can still do the recording. Let it give you a boost for your journey this coming year.
I'm going to put a link in the show notes so that you can sign up, get excited. We look forward to seeing you there. It's called Wealth Wisdom Week, and it's all about empowering your financial journey. It's totally free in terms of financial cost, but it's not free in terms of the time. You actually have to show up, watch the recording, put some time into it. But I think you'll find that time investment will pay off in dividends and in growth personally for you for years and years to come. This is our gift to give you a little boost, a big boost maybe along your financial journey. Go sign up. We would love to see you there.
And if you are not able to see the link because you're listening to it while you're on the treadmill, or you're, listening to it, I don't know, somewhere else.
Driving,
shopping, go to Wealth Wisdom FP Financial Partners.com, and you'll see a little link or something there. Just go to that site and you'll find it. And if you don't find it, schedule a call, click an email, send an email, carrier pigeon, something. We will get it. We will get it to you. So sure. wealthwisdomfp.com.
We'll look forward to seeing you there. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. We have an episode that we were planning to have in December that we couldn't get all the information we needed for, that we're going to be dropping either next week or the week after. You are not going to want to miss this. This is for sure the best episode we've ever done. Little teaser for you there. We're going to be using this our board that we have in the background. So if you're listening on the podcast, that'll be one you want to see on the YouTube channel. You can go over and hit subscribe and the bell so you get notified when that episode drops for sure. Thanks so much. We hope that you live long and profit. The topics presented in this podcast are for general information only and not for the purposes of providing legal, accounting, or investment advice. On such matters, please consult a professional who knows your specific situation and is helping you explore answers to questions that are super important, that are timeless, and that can help you have your unique accounting, investment, and tax advice.
Yep.